making it known that they are going to get into his head.
Basketball team, and we are currently going up against the University of Texas Tyler Patriots as your men's Eagles team is fighting for one of the last 3 spots in the Lone Star Conference Championship for the men's league. So right now it's a current 5-team tie, and 2 games are right behind us, just 1 game back, ready to take one of our spots for one of those last 3 spots for the Lone Star Conference tournament. And we all know it's going to be a really tough game against the Patriots, but OC really blossoms in tough games. It is well known that we beat teams that we really shouldn't be able to beat, just like when we beat DBU earlier in the season, and just like we beat one of the top teams here. And we have a top defense, so it makes it much easier for us. So just being able to show up in big games is something that is integrated into the OC culture, and this is one of the biggest games there is, and this is the biggest game of the season, matter of fact, as this is our chance to make the Lone Star Conference tournament. Now, if we lose, it's still not out of the question, but it will be a much more better chance if we win, as everything is still up in the air. As I just said, it's a 5-team tie, so if we lose, it makes our chances of making the tournament much less probable. But if we win, it's just that much better of a chance for us to make the tournament in our first season, just like how the Lady Eagles was able to do it. So we're just fighting for the last 3 spots with about 5 to 7 teams, the 2 teams that are behind us and the 5 teams that we tied with. But it's just going to be tough for us as we're on a 3-game losing streak. But it doesn't really mean much now since we're at home, and the Patriots are 5-16 on the road. So home court advantage is a huge thing for us, and we usually play better on the road. As today is a senior day, we have honored James Bagwell, Marcus Blackwell, Travis Glover, Aubrey Johnson, Connor Johnson, Will Linhart, and Gigi and Palmer Jr. And our top players are seniors, as in Marcus Blackwell, Aubrey Johnson, Deidre, and Will. So we just need those 4 to show up and show out like they've been doing the entire season, with Deidre being our top scorer, Will being one of the best rebounders in the conference, Aubrey being our top shooter, and Marcus Blackwell being one of our best all-around players and one of the players that helps our offense and defense run. So we just need those players, those seniors. We need the senior leadership that they've been showing all season long in order for us to get into the Lone Star Conference tournament. But this is just going to be one of those tougher games, one of those grit and grind games. And obviously we have been in some close games this season, winning some, losing others. But it's just something that is with us, that the OC team is always competitive in each game that they play. So we're just really proud of them. And even if we do make the Lone Star tournament, they're pretty sure that they're going to go deep. So it's just a really big game for our men's basketball team, and it's a really big day for us and for them as it is senior day. So congratulations to the seniors, and let's just hope that they show up against the University of Texas Patriots. That was your pregame show. I'm your host, Elijah Johnson. We'll be right back. We'll be going to the gym.
Thanks, Elijah. Welcome, everyone, to the Eagles Nest. Today we have a great game for you as your Oklahoma Christian Eagles get ready to take on the Patriots of Tyler, Texas. Earlier, the Lady Eagles punched their ticket into the the Lone Star Conference tournament, and right now, Oklahoma Christian is in a must-win game to make it into the Lone Star Conference tournament.
Yeah, it is a must-win game for them. If they win, they are in. Now, if they do lose this game, which I don't anticipate happening, I think that Coach Talley's going to have them ready. I think they're going to have kind of a fire lit under them, especially after last game and the blunder that was. But I expect them to come out and play really well. Now, if they do lose this game, they have a shot at the conference tournament still. Cameron playing number 1 West Texas A&M in the conference, number 1, and then they need another loss as well as that from St. Mary's against St. Edwards. So it's going to be very interesting to see how things shake out, but regardless, if they win, they're in.
Well, the last time these two teams played, Oklahoma Christian ended up falling short 59-50 to Texas Tyler. And two players really stood out for Texas Tyler. Number one, Ty Glover. He had 21 points over Oklahoma Christian, and then right behind him was number 0, Micah Fuller, who had 14. Those two combined for 35 out of the team's 59 points, and that helped them get the win over Oklahoma Christian.
Yeah, and this is a really good defensive team for the Eagles, so typically as a team, not many points are scored on them, but in games there are certain players that can come out and dominate. And so I expect to see a 2-3 zone from the Eagles, as they have been. They're really good at that 2-3 zone. And then we may see a box and 1 or a triangle and 2 at some point. Now this is not backed up by any sort of knowledge. This is just speculation, but we could see a triangle 2, a box and 1. But I expect to see most of that 2-3 zone that this Eagles team is so famous for playing.
Well, in the last game for Oklahoma Christian against Texas A&M Commerce, they started off hot on a 16-2 run, but then they just fell apart. How do they try to start off hot again but not fall apart?
Well, they had one of the best starts all season, probably the best start all season, but they fell apart, and this team is really upset about it. This is a team that's not going to let this happen again.
So let's see if Oklahoma Christian can come out firing early on in this game and control it all the way through. We are going to step away, and when we come back, it's going to be the starting lineups and opening tip-off right after this.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars.
Wow.
But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Day at the Eagles Nest. Today's conference matchup features the visiting Patriots of the University of Texas at Tyler and your Eagles of Oklahoma Christian. At this time, would you please welcome the starting lineup of the Patriots of the University of Texas at Tyler, Oklahoma. Starting guard is 600 junior professional and very zero.
My name is Zachary Payne. Alongside me is my broadcast partner, Will Hadley, and today we have a great game for you, and it's a must-win game here on Senior Day for your Eagles of Oklahoma Christian as they get ready to take on the Patriots of the University of Texas Tyler. This game is a must-win or go home somewhat situation, as Oklahoma Christian, if they win, they are most likely highly guaranteed into the Lone Star Conference tournament. If they lose, they still have a chance of making it in, but they need several things to fall in their favor.
Yeah, and it's good that they have that cushion, but I'm sure Coach Talley wishes in the back of his mind a little bit that they didn't, because they're going to come out and they're going to have to play their game, and they're going to have to win no matter what, because they can get in and they can squeeze in if they don't win, but there's no reason to have to worry about things that you can't control when you can control your own destiny right here tonight.
Well, we will have updates on some of the other teams that are playing around the same time here as Oklahoma Christian to see what happens throughout those games and if it's going to affect Oklahoma Christian, say they come away on the losing end of this game.
Yeah, and so just with that, I mean, they're just going to have to win the game. And obviously they can hope for St. Mary's or Cameron to both lose. But at the end of the day, it's all about this game and doing everything in this game to win.
Well, in the last game, Oklahoma Christian started off hot on a 16-2 run, ended up somewhat slowing down in the first half, only going into halftime with a 3-point lead, and then in the second half, they just fell apart.
Yeah, and this team is ticked off about that last game. They are ready to come out and really prove themselves. They were just extremely upset about what happened and just giving up the game the way that they did. They started off and it looked like they were just going to run away with the game, but they just let them get back in the game, and in the second half, it seemed like there was nothing they could do.
Well, the starting lineup for the Patriots of Texas at Tyler, you have number 0, Michael Fuller, guard, junior, out of Alabama. Then you have number 1, Ty Glover, another who's a senior guard out of California. Then you have number 3, Jared Jenkins, another senior out of Grand Prairie, Texas. And then number 14, Chris Giles, a junior out of Dallas, Texas. And then number 32, Bryson Power, forward out of Millsap, Texas. For Oklahoma Christian, you have your original starters besides number 2, Connor Johnson. Since it is senior day, he will start since he is a senior. Will Linhard will be the one to get ready to inbound the ball, or for the jump ball, and Oklahoma Christian ends up winning it. So Connor Johnson with possession of the basketball at the start. Connor Johnson over to Marcus Blackwell, down low. So now Marcus Blackwell at the top of the arc. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Pass down low to Deidre Palmer. Passes it out to wide open Aubrey Johnson. His shot is up. No good. And it's going to be last touch by number 1, Ty Glover.
And Aubrey Johnson is who they're going to need to step up in this game, because when Aubrey scores well, everyone else scores well. And it creates such more space on the floor when Aubrey's able to attack from the perimeter the way he usually does. And we're going to have a jump ball there, and it is going to be Patriot basketball.
Well, in the last game, Aubrey Johnson only had 6 points throughout the entire night. Both of his shots that he made was from behind the arc, but he was just very silent against Texas A&M Commerce. The ones that stepped up, though, for Oklahoma Christian was Deidre Palmer Jr. and Will Linhart a little bit. So let's see if those two, who normally are pretty good about scoring and rebounding the basketball, have a good factor here tonight.
And Aubrey, yeah, he just couldn't get really anything to go. He couldn't really establish the rhythm that he wanted to establish in that last game, but we had some guys step up, especially Marcus Blackwell in that first quarter, and he just shot lights out. And so hopefully he can come and continue that momentum into this game, and we can get kind of a two-headed monster between Johnson and Blackwell.
As Aubrey Johnson gets the ball with 10 seconds left on the shot clock, there's going to be a foul down low on Ty Glover. So it's going to give Oklahoma Christian a fresh new shot clock down with the ball down at their own end.
And Ty Glover is a player that he has so much length. That is just a ridiculous wingspan, and he's so athletic. He can really get to the basket. It seems like it's effortless.
And Marcus Blackwell tries to pass it down low to Deidre Palmer, is then stolen away by Texas Tyler. So now Fuller with possession of the ball, passes it down to Glover. Glover then to the left corner. Now back out to number 14, Giles. Now Glover has the ball at the top of the arc, pulls up from behind the arc, no good, rebounded by Marcus Blackwell.
And that's what the Eagles want to do with this 2-3 zone, is they want those low percentage shots to go up and they want them to be contested.
So Blackwell with the ball at the right wing, gives it to Aubrey Johnson, tries to pass it down low to DJ Palmer on the left side, back out to Blackwell. Blackwell for three, no good. Rebounded by Will Linhart. Will, second chance opportunity, no good, tips it, gets the rebound yet again, out to Aubrey Johnson, now to Connor Johnson. Blackwell has the ball, drives in, pulls up a jumper, no good.
And neither team can really do anything in the start of this game, still just 2-0.
As number 3, Jenkins, has possession of the ball, gives it to Fuller. Fuller for a long three, good.
And both teams coming out with a lot of energy, but especially the Patriots from UT Tyler.
So now Aubrey Johnson gives it to CJ. CJ on the right side, brings it back up towards the top of the arc, then gives it to Marcus Blackwell, who then gives it to Johnson. Now Will has it down low, gives it to Connor Johnson, long three, no good, offensive rebound by DJ Palmer. Back to Connor Johnson at the top of the arc. And then there's a whistle blown.
As we're going to adjust the shot clock here to get, I believe the ref said 15. Yep, they're going to put 15 seconds on the shot clock.
So will remain Oklahoma Christian basketball with 16:52 left, a 5-point game in favor of the Patriots. Connor Johnson gives the ball to Marcus Blackwell, back to CJ. Bounce pass down inside to Will. Back out to Blackwell. Blackwell drives in towards the free throw line. Pull-up jumper, good.
And that was a good shot there by Marcus Blackwell, getting some points on the board. It's about time.
So now Jenkins has possession of the ball. Gives it to Glover. Back to Jenkins. Down inside to Giles. Now out to Fuller. Fuller drives in, puts up a jumper, no good on the jumper, rebounded by number 13, Riddick. Now back to Fuller. Fuller on the right side, wide open after getting a pass from Jenkins, no good on the jumper, rebounded by Will Linhart.
And the Eagles lucked out there with a miss from the Patriots, but that's what the Patriots are going to try to do to this 2-3 zone, swing the ball across and get that man open on the opposite wing.
As DJ Palmer pivot steps and is called for a travel. And the fans here did not like that. But that is going to send us to our first media timeout, so we will step away.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
15:43 left here in the first half of play. Oklahoma Christian trailing by 3. And it will be Patriots ball after Deidre Palmer Jr. was called with the travel on the last possession for the Eagles. So now Jenkins at the top of the arc, moves over to the right side to Fuller. Fuller now on the right side. Pump fakes, passes it all the way over to Giles. Giles then back to Fuller. OC playing very well defense. And now Fuller has it at the top of the arc. pulls up with the jumper from the top. No good. Offensive rebound by Giles. Second chance opportunity, no good. Rebounded by Will. Will then hands it off to Blackwell. Blackwell drives in over to Connor Johnson. Now Blackwell with possession of the ball moves over to the right side. Passes it down low. Back out to Blackwell, quick pass over. Connor Johnson, wide open three, no good on the jumper. Rebounded by Fuller, heading up the other way. Trying to do an alley-oop, and there's going to be a late foul called. And they're going to say it is on number 25, Will Linhart, for a push.
As Ty Glover rose up, almost jumps out of the gym right there. Trying to get that alley-oop.
So that is going to send Glover to the free throw line. That is Will Linhart's first foul. And as you can see right here, there's really no contact at all. He goes up, and you do not see anything there on the contact, so it kind of looks like Texas Tyler got away with one there.
So a very low-scoring game, just 7-2. And we're under 15 minutes to go.
So now Jonathan Reyes-Valdez checks into the game for Connor Johnson. He then gives it to Aubrey Johnson, who starts to move over to the left side. Now he has it back at the top. Blackwell with the pass to Will. Will passes it farther down low, and then Deidrean Palmer puts up a shot and is fouled and will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
Good effort there by Deidrean Palmer to get inside. And maybe this can give the Eagles a little scoring spark that they need.
This is the first attempts at the free throw line for the Eagles so far here tonight, and his shot is up and good. And in the last game, that was one of the things that Oklahoma Christian struggled to do, was make free throws at the free throw line.
Yeah, and Deidrean Palmer is probably the player that shoots the most free throws on this team. In last game, he did not shoot as well as he normally does from the charity stripe, and he's going to hope to shoot a little better in this one.
So Deidrean shot is up, makes both at the free throw line. Or makes one, excuse me. So it is 8-3 with 14-12 left here in the first half. So now number 14, Giles, puts up a three from behind the arc, and that shot is good.
And so Patriots going up by 6 here.
As Aubrey Johnson gives it to Marcus Blackwell. Now to Jonathan Reyes-Valdez to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson's three-point attempt, no good. Defensive rebound for the Patriots. And then a three-point attempt going the other way by number 20, Darius Alford. So now Jonathan Reyes-Valdez with possession of the ball, 13-4, 13-15 left here in the first half. Out to Jonathan Reyes-Valdez, who starts to drive, loses control of it, but regains possession of the ball. Blackwell pulls up another jumper, no good. Oklahoma Christian struggling offensively, but they are going to catch a break. As number 13, Riddick, called for the travel.
So the full court press coming on here from UT Tyler. And maybe this will give the Eagles a chance to get an open look they wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
As Will posts up,
starts to drive in and then gets the ball knocked out of his hand and is going back the other way.
And that's just really good help defense there. Will Linhart knew what he had one-on-one in that matchup. He knew that he could have scored easily, but that help is what really stopped it. But good defense there. And there's Reyes Valdez.
Nice pass from Aubrey Johnson up to Reyes Valdez for the easy layup. Back within 7 are the Eagles. So now Alford with possession of the ball. Gives it to Giles. Back to Alford. Alford for 3. Good from behind the arc. Alford is now 2 for 2 since checking into the ball game for the Patriots. Over to Jonathan Reyes Valdez at the left wing. Nice move there. Bounce pass to Will. Will tries to go up and is fouled, and we'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. But first, we are going to have our second media timeout, so we will be right back. Oklahoma Christian down 10.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Oklahoma Christian having a rough start to the night, shooting 16% from the field, 2 of 12 and 0 of 5 from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, it just hasn't been a good start for the Eagles, but they're hanging in there. This is still a winnable game, just a 10-point game, and Will Linhart is going to go to the line and hope to make this an 8-point game.
As Oklahoma Christian still in a very crucial game here tonight, as Will Linhart misses the first attempt at the free throw line. And Will still have one more attempt. And he gets the friendly roll there and gets it back within single digits. So now Giles with the quick pass over to the right corner to Alford. Now back out to Fuller, back to Giles. Giles down inside to Glover. Glover step back, fade away shot, no good. On the jumper, but offensive rebound. But then number 13, Riddick, will lose possession of the ball. They're going to say last touch by Blackwell as it goes out of bounds. Fuller, quick inbound to Alford. Now to Fuller. Fuller at the top. Quick pass over to the right side. Now over on the left side. And there's a foul called on Oklahoma Christian. And it's going to be on Will Linhart. And it is going to be a shooting foul. The bucket did fall. So now number 1 Glover is going to go have a chance for an and one.
It just seems like there's nothing the Eagles can really do defensively to stop this Patriot offense. They seem to be making everything.
So now a 12-point game, the largest lead of the night for either side. Aubrey Johnson with possession of the ball, gives it to Marcus Blackwell. Bounce pass down to Deidre Palmer and is stolen away. Going up the other way, Alford lays it up. Now up by 14 are the Marcus Blackwell. Gives it to DJ Walter. Walter is fouled and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And at this point, the Eagles have their score tripled. And something or someone is going to have to start a spark here to get this offense going.
As Walter misses the first attempt as it goes off the back part of the rim. But Marcus Blackwell makes that one. So now Glover gives it to Fuller on the left side. Gets a screen from number 32, Power. Now back to Glover. Glover drives in, dishes it off to Power. Power's jumper no good. Rebounded by Aubrey Johnson, headed back the other way. Oklahoma Christian needs a spark here offensively. Marcus Blackwell will drive in. There's going to be a foul on the floor, so OC will still have possession of the ball.
So the Eagles getting some fouls, kind of starting to creep towards that bonus more.
So Aubrey Johnson does the catch and shoot. No good on the jumper. Offensive rebound by Palmer.
And the Eagles need a 3 or a dunk or something to get them fired up again.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Reyes Valdez, puts up a floater. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Power. Now over to Alford at the left wing. Up to Jenkins. Down low now to Power. Power out to Fuller. A lot of passing around the perimeter, trying to find an open look. Are the Patriots given to number 3, Jenkins, who puts up a 3-point attempt. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Power. Giles now puts up a shot. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Blackwell. So DJ Walter puts up a 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Deidre Palmer Jr. So now Jonathan Reyes Valdez moves over to the right side, hands it off to DJ Walter. Walter gets the pass from Blackwell along the baseline on the left side. Goes under the basket, lays it up on the right side of the glass and in.
And that is a good move there by DJ Walter, a very powerful move. And that would hopefully for the Eagles be a bucket that can get them going.
It's Fuller. Has possession of the ball, gives it to Power at the right wing, right back to Fuller. Keep trying to pass it along the perimeter to find an open look. Fuller gets the catch, starts to drive in, lays it up, and in. Now up to Blackwell. Blackwell to Aubrey Johnson, now over to Reyes Valdez. Bounce pass to Deidre and Palmer. Quickly over to Blackwell. Blackwell for 3. No good. Last touch by the Patriots, Fuller. And we have a timeout called, so we will step away.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo! Oh, hey, Julia! Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum.
Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Play band.
Early
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back. Oklahoma Christian still cannot really get anything to fall in the net as they're shooting 17% from the field to start this first half.
Yeah, they can't really do anything. They're 3 of 17 total in field goal percentage. And from three-point, how about this? 0 of 8. Just really not what they wanted, not what these fans wanted, or not what anyone really expected from this Eagles team, who really had to come out and dominate.
So Oklahoma Christian with the ball, inbounds it to DJ Walters, who's inside the three-point line. No good on the jumper. Going back the other way now. Fuller with possession of the ball at the right wing to Alford. Then over to the right wing, down low now. Back out. Quick no-look pass to number 14, Giles, who then quickly hands it off to Riddick. And Riddick's going to go up for a layup and was fouled by Blackwell. So now Riddick's going to shoot 2 to try to increase their lead up to 15. Riddick's first attempt is up, and that shot is good. So as you can see right here, the quick bounce pass to Riddick, and there's definitely a foul there on Marcus Blackwell. Was a lot of body contact. And Riddick will convert both attempts at the free throw line. OC is now down by 15. And we have another foul called down low. And it's going to be on number 14, Chris Giles. So Marcus Blackwell will be the one to inbound the ball for OC right in front of us. Gives it to Jonathan Reyes-Valdez. Then passes it to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson finds a little bit of space, tries to lay it up, and he is rejected. And it is saved by Fuller before going out of bounds. Deflected, and Aubrey Johnson will steal it back. Now Aubrey Johnson with the step back, gives it to Reyes-Valdez, bounce pass to Walter on the right side. He then with the nice spin move. And they're going to say a jump ball. And the fans and Coach Talley do not like that call at all.
And a little bit of good news for the Eagles as at halftime, West Texas A&M leads Cameron. And what a shot there by Aubrey Johnson, first off. He could have very well gotten a foul there in the end, one opportunity, but just a good shot there by Aubrey Johnson. And as I was saying, West Texas A&M leads 52-29 at the end of the first half. So things looking very good for the Eagles in that regard. And then St. Edward's up 23-15 with about 8 seconds to go in the first half on St. Mary's.
The shot by Aubrey Johnson was considered a 2 as his foot was on the line. As Blackwell blocks the three-point attempt by the Patriots, and then there's going to be a shot clock violation. So that's something Oklahoma Christian needs to try to get back in this ball game.
And the fans are starting to work their way back into this one as well. Starting to get a little bit louder in the nest.
So Oklahoma Christian, if they can convert a three-point attempt here, that would get them right back in this game. Deidrean Palmer passes it out to Reyes-Valdez and then drives in. Over to Blackwell. Blackwell for 3. Good!
And that is what the Eagles needed. Now a 10-point game. Let's see if they can turn this into a 5-point game going into halftime.
And with that, we have a timeout, so we will step away as it's going to be our final media timeout.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back as Oklahoma Christian gives up a two-pointer right there. So Texas Tyler back up by 12. But OC started to get things rolling just before that timeout. As Blackwell pulls up for another jumper. Highly contested there. No good. Going back the other way for the Patriots. So now over to the right wing are the Patriots as number 3 Jenkins has possession of the ball. Now over to Giles, now to number 15 Mason. Quick passing now to Alfred. Alfred pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Aubrey Johnson. Reyes Valdez now gives it to DJ Walter, now back to Blackwell. OC's working side to side. Trying to find a way to get to the hole. Reyes Valdez with the pass to Deidre Palmer. 10 seconds left on the shot clock to DJ Walter. No good on the three-point attempt. OC forces a turnover down the other way. They got the numbers, 3-on-2. Over to Reyes Valdez for 3. No good. Rebounded by number 13, Riddick.
And that's just another example of a shot that could really get a spark going, a lot of energy going, that just misses. And it just is really unfortunate for this Eagles team who's starting to come alive and get good shots, that they're just not being able to hit them.
So now Riddick gives it to Alfred. Alfred with the step back 3, nothing but net. And then Coach Talley's going to instantly call a timeout. But it looks like they're saying a foul on number blue 20 is what they said. It looks like that's what the ref said coming over to the timekeeper, but we're not 100% sure. Hasn't been a great start for Oklahoma Christian, either offensively or defensively. What do they need to change?
No, and I think that the heart of this team comes from their defense. Their best offense comes whenever their defense is the best. So I think they really need to find a way to stop these guys, especially Ty Glover. There's just not much they can really do against the length of this team and the size of this team that's just getting such good looks, especially inside. And when the defense is drawing in to the post, then the perimeter is becoming so much more open as well.
Well, Oklahoma Christian so far not off to the greatest start that they wish they were at. Coach Talley said at the last game that we're just going one game at a time, and that every game starts brand new. And honestly, it's the same way at halftime, as both teams, one team will be trailing, but it's still 0-0 in a coach's eye.
Yeah, that's kind of got to be the mindset, is that that's a clean slate. Come out here and just play your game. But at the same time, you also have to have a sense of urgency within you that you are down. You have to come back. You have to play better than them, not just a little bit, but a lot better than the other team.
Well, Oklahoma Christian's going to start with the ball here with 3:19 left in the first half of play. Aubrey Johnson tries to pass it to Reyes Valdez and is stolen away by Alfred. Alfred goes coast to coast, easy layup. They are now up by 17. So Marcus Blackwell now has possession at the top of the arc over to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson for a long three.
And that was much needed. Aubrey Johnson, if he can start heating up and get it going, then this could be a very different ball game.
So now Oklahoma Christian, after making that three, plays defensively against the Patriots as Alford passes it out to number 3 Jenkins. Jenkins' floater is no good. Offensive rebound though is now Power. Pulls up for an easy jumper. Good. Excuse me, that wasn't Power. That was number 15, Bradley Mason. So Reyes Valdez at the top of the arc, passes it down low to Deidre Palmer, who starts to drive in. Lays it up on the left side of the glass and good. .4 game, final 2 minutes of play here in the first half. Mason now passing it along the perimeter. Pump fake, starts to drive in, pulls up for another jumper. Short. It's going to be an air ball. And the fans are going to let him hear it.
So a 14-point game. And whenever the Eagles got it back to 10, the energy was kind of going their way, but they just haven't been able to do anything on the defensive end to stop this shooting attack.
Over to Reyes Valdez at the left wing. Wanted to put up a three, instead gives it to Aubrey Johnson, who puts up another one.
And that's a great shot there by Aubrey Johnson, but I think it's an even better pass by Reyes Valdez, being able to just thread the needle between about 5 guys. It seemed like he passed through everybody on the court right there to find Aubrey Johnson.
It's Oklahoma Christian fighting their way back in this game here late in the first half. And they're going to say an illegal screen on Jonathan Reyes Valdez. So any momentum Oklahoma Christian can start to get, it just instantly gets taken away.
Yeah, it's just getting stripped away from them. Seems every chance that they start to get back into this game.
Now we're just waiting on a few subs for Texas Tyler. Final minute of play here in the first half. As number 3 Jenkins has possession of the ball, gives it to Fuller. Fuller gets a screen, loses control of it, blocked by Wildo. And that gets the fans fired up. Aubrey Johnson now with possession of the ball. To Reyes Valdez. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Marcus Blackwell bounce pass to Aubrey Johnson. 9 seconds left. Aubrey Johnson starts to drive in. Tries to lay it up, no good. Offensive rebound. And it looked like at one point it did hit the rim, but they're going to say shot clock violation.
And UT Tyler just caught a break too, as Jared Jenkins was about to take off, but the ref said he stepped out, but then they said the shot clock violation was before it.
So now Deidre Palmer fouls number 11, Xavier Fogel. And Fogel's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the fans are not very happy right now with the officiating. As Fogel's first attempt is up, and that shot is good. So now Fogels gets ready to take his second attempt with 0.4 of a second left. And Fogel's attempt is up and no good. And but they're going to say a foul called on Aubrey Johnson. And Aubrey Johnson is very confused on what the foul was called for.
And I think everyone is confused by it.
So that is going to get, I think what they were saying is Aubrey Johnson stepped over the line before the ball was shot. So that is going to give Fogel one more attempt at the free throw line. As Fogel's attempt is up and that shot is good. So now Oklahoma Christian's gonna go into halftime trailing by 13. And when we come back, we will have Elijah Johnson in the studio with the halftime report.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back to Eagle Sports Network. I am your host for the halftime show, Elijah Johnson, and currently your OC Eagles team is down to Texas Tyler, 36-23 at the half. And to be honest, it's just not that good of a game for us as we are trailing in almost every major category except for possibly rebounding. So that's only by a tiny bit with only 3 more rebounds than Texas Tyler. So currently, Texas Tyler is shooting 44 while we're shooting 27 from the field. They're shooting 50 from the 3. We're shooting 23. They're shooting 100%, 7-7 from the free throw line. We're shooting 66, just 4 or 6 from the free throw line. And we're just beating them in rebounds 16 and 19. But other than that, it's just been a very, I don't want to say unimpressive, but uninspired first half for OC. But during the end of the first half, they was able to cut the lead a little bit until Texas Tech was able to hit 2 straight threes to expand it back to a 13-point lead. But this isn't a complete loss, as we've been able to gain momentum. But as soon as we gain momentum, it seems like it's taken right away from us by a quick foul or a bad call or something of that sort. As Texas Tech has led 95% in the game, and we tied up in possessions with 28-28, but they have more points in the paint with 10, and we only have 6, and just more bench points with 21, and we only have 5. And speaking of points, our top scorers for the game is Aubrey Johnson with just 8 points, and our second top scorer is Marcus Blackwell with 5, and Deidre Palmer with 4, and DJ Walter with 3 points. While the leaders for Texas Tyler, Darius Alford has 13, which is almost more than Aubrey Johnson and Marcus Blackwell combined. So more often than not, we just need to get our offense going and get more scoring, or get more all-around scoring, or somebody step up and just score. That's just what we need to do right now, is just score. Our defense has been fine as we're forcing them to shape bad shots, but it's just like offensive rebounding for Texas Tyler has been pretty good, but offensive rebounding for us has been good as well. The only difference is they've been able to convert while we haven't. So we just need to find a way to get the lid off the basket and get the ball in the hoop while holding Texas Tyler to the way that we have, just shooting 44% from the field, which is pretty bad, or just pretty average for a team. We just need to be able to just make more field goals and get to the free throw line more in the second half than we did in the first. Those are the main problems for us, and this is a must-win game, so hopefully we'll come out in the second half and just come out with more energy and have a better offensive game plan than we did in the first half. That was your halftime show. I'm your host, Elijah Johnson. We'll be right back with the second half after this.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, Why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by 13, and as we look at the Lone Star Conference standings, Will, you understand this more than what I will right now, so would you want to describe what we're looking at here?
We're looking at 5 teams here that are 8 and 13 in the conference. We have Oklahoma Christian, Cameron, Eastern New Mexico, St. Mary's, Arkansas, Fort Smith, a 5-way tie for 10th place. Now, we look at the scores right now. Arkansas Fort Smith is winning, so things are looking good for them to move to 9 and 13. Now, Oklahoma Christian losing, not looking too good. Now, say Oklahoma Christian pulls this one out. They move to 9 and 13. Arkansas Fort Smith moves to 9 and 13. Then we have Cameron and St. Mary's in their games right now. Cameron does not look good for them. St. Mary's, it does not look good for them. Move them back to 8 and 14. They're done. So Oklahoma Christian is up. UAFS moves up to 11th. And then at that point, it's between Eastern New Mexico and Midwestern State. And then if Midwestern State wins that game, then OC is essentially in. But regardless, if OC comes out and wins this game, if this Cameron and St. Mary's scores can hold, then OC gets in. But with an OC loss, if they move to 8 and 14, then they're going to need a lot of losses. They're going to need, obviously they'll have Cameron and St. Mary's, but they're going to need Arkansas Fort Smith. They're going to need somebody to come back, and they're going to need Midwestern State to beat Eastern New Mexico. And a lot of it comes down to tiebreakers in the end, and it gets so complicated in the end, especially because in the season when you've played so many games against so many teams. There's some teams that you've played twice, so you have to go into other tiebreakers. So there's really not much that OC can do now other than just win this game, and things aren't looking good for them.
Well, they had a lot of good looks in the first half. They just could not get anything to fall as they shot only 27%, as they were 8 and 29 from the field. And then shooting from behind the arc, they were 3 of 13, shooting 23%. 2 of those three-pointers were by Aubrey Johnson. So hopefully in the second half here, Oklahoma Christian can still get those good looks offensively and get some of the shots to fall.
And at the end of the day, you look at UT Tyler sitting at 5 and 16. They're playing in this game essentially just to knock OC out. There's not really any incentive for UT Tyler to win this game other than their own pride and leaving the season on a high note. The Eagles have something at stake. So for them to play the way that they are is just ridiculous at this point, because they're not playing to the par that this Eagles team is capable of playing.
Well, the fans have been in this game, in and out of it, and at the end of the game, the fans were getting very irritated with the officiating, which you're going to have that. But the thing is the fans know what's up at stake, so they're staying in this game for the Eagles no matter what.
Oh, of course, and I think it's easy to blame officials, especially after games, just because in hindsight is 2020, obviously, and so I think it's easy to blame officials, but at the end of the day, that's part of the game. You have to play to that and pander to that, just as Dadrian Palmer did right there, drawing that foul on Ty Glover. It's all part of the game.
So Oklahoma Christian is now going to have possession of the ball going towards their end of the floor. Aubrey Johnson inbounds the ball to Jonathan Reyes-Valdez.
And let's keep in mind, Ty Glover has 3 personal fouls. He's the best player for the Eagles, for the Patriots. David Palmer gets one to go there. So if they can get Ty Glover in foul trouble, that will be huge for the Eagles in getting back into this game, because it doesn't look like he's going to come out.
Well, good job there by Palmer Jr. fighting towards the basket and getting the easy layup. As Glover starts to drive in, and then there's going to be a foul called. If it's on Will, that might be his 3rd foul of the game.
And it is on Will Linhard. That's going to be number 3 for him.
And that is going to be a shooting foul, so that's going to send Glover to the free throw line to shoot 2. Glover has been to the free throw line already in this game, and he's 3 of 3 as he misses the first attempt there.
So after this shot, depending on if it's a make or not, and it's not, so next dead ball, Ty Glover is going to get replaced by a sub, as Omar Muhammad's going to come in.
Aubrey Johnson now gives it to Reyes-Valdez. Bounce pass down low, back out to Aubrey. Aubrey made his last 2 3-point attempts at the end of the first half. Reyes-Valdez, nice feed to Will Linhard, and Will with the easy layup.
And that's good on the Eagles to score the buckets that they need to be scoring. Those easy ones that they know that they can get, and they're executing.
So now number 3 tries to pass it, and it's stolen away by Will. Will with the nice quick pass to Reyes-Valdez. Reyes Valdez gets it knocked out of his hands. Back out to Deidre Palmer for a wide open three. Good!
2-possession game for the Eagles, and the fans are back in this game.
And the fans are becoming very vocal now as they're wanting a stop defensively, but number 3, Jenkins, responds with the 3 of his own.
And that is brutal there for the Eagles.
Reyes Valdez tried to pass it way down low to Will Inhart from half court and was picked off by Power. So now Fuller at the top of the arc. Passes it down to Glover. Glover gives it to Power. Power's blocked by Deidre Palmer Jr. Now over to Reyes Valdez at the left wing. Deidre controls the ball, gets it tipped, almost gets it stolen away. Over to the corner, now to Aubrey Johnson, wide open 3. No good, offensive rebound by Will. Will put back it in.
So a 7-point game now, and the Eagles are slowly but surely getting back into this one.
Down to Glover. Glover, wide open shot, no good on the jumper. So now Reyes Valdez brings the ball up the floor. 7-point game. To Will Linhart, back out to Blackwell. Blackwell drives in, pulls up for the jumper, good!
And that's his shot. That's Blackwell's shot, being able to get into that mid-range shot off the dribble.
This is a brand new team to start the second half for Oklahoma Christian.
We talked about it all first half that they needed that spark, and it looks like that spark is here.
5-point game. Jenkins with the ball. Gets a screen from Glover. Back to Jenkins. Jenkins wants to put up a 3, loses control of it, and is stolen away. Aubrey Johnson now has it, puts up a long 3, in and out. That would have been huge for the Eagles.
As this crowd would have erupted if that one would have gone in.
So now Jenkins with possession of the ball yet again. Moves over to the left side. Now to Glover. Glover back to Jenkins. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Pass down low to Power. Now over to Glover. Glover at the right wing, puts up a long 3-point attempt, does not get it to go, rebounded by Aubrey Johnson. Reyes Valdez holds on to the basketball for the Eagles, gives it to Blackwell. Blackwell drops it off down low to Palmer. Palmer fights it, gets his shot blocked from behind by Glover. And the fans were wanting a foul on that. And it is then tipped and stolen away by Will. Aubrey Johnson, another long 3. No good yet again, but tries to fight for his own rebound and will get it. Reyes Valdez moves over to the right side now. And there's going to be a foul down low. And this is going to be on number 14, Chris Giles. And that's going to send us to our first media timeout of the half. OC back in it, down by 5.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. Oklahoma Christian trails by just 5, shooting much better here in the second half. As Oklahoma Christian gets ready to take back out onto the floor, OC will have possession of the ball. So now, get ready to do the inbound. Deidrean Palmer Jr. will be the one to inbound it for Oklahoma Christian. He lobs it up to Reyes Valdez. Starts to move over to the right side, gives it to Blackwell. Tight defense. Over to Aubrey Johnson for a three in the corner. Good!
A 2-point game here in the nest.
And the fans are going crazy. As quick passing from the Patriots out to Fuller. Fuller wants to put up a three, instead drives in. Good defense by the Eagles. Out to number 14, Giles. Giles is three, no good. Offensive rebound though by Fuller. Fuller brings it right out. Now gives it to Alford. Fuller then with a nice spin move starts to drive in, passes it to the corner. Now to Alfred at the left wing. He is then blocked, but they're going to say an offensive foul on Alford.
And the Patriots are not happy about that one. The Eagles are going to have a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession.
So good start to the second half for the Eagles. As we're going to have people come out to wipe off the sweat on the floor. As Oklahoma Christian was down by 13 at the start of the second half. Battled their way back, now down by just 2 with possession of the ball. Reyes Valdez then about to get trapped, passes it up to Will. Now to Blackwell. Blackwell then drives in, out to Aubrey Johnson with another long three, no good. Offensive rebound by Will. Will with the putback, no good.
As Leonard went for the reverse there, and he probably could have just put it straight up and got it to go.
So now Alfred at the right wing. Gives it to Jenkins. Back to Alfred, down low, inside to number 24, Muhammad. Muhammad then falls to the floor and is going to be called for a travel.
So Eagles catching a lot of good breaks here.
So a big meltdown for Texas Tyler here to start this second half. As Texas Tyler started off the second half with with 36 points, only having 3 so far in this second half. Reyes Valdez over to Aubrey Johnson. Aubrey Johnson tries to pass it down low, gets a tip, deflected, and goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aubrey. So will be Patriots ball. So now Jenkins gives it to Alfred. Alfred then passed down inside to Mason. Mason with the bounce down lower. And there's going to be a foul call, or there's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is towards Oklahoma Christian. So it will be OC's ball.
He's going to walk to the bench and we'll go back down. I don't know if it is a cramp or if he feels he pulled something, but that is a huge loss for the Eagles.
And it looks like he's holding his left hip in the process.
We just pray that that is not a hamstring issue or anything of that nature.
Oklahoma Christian still in this game, down by 2. Aubrey Johnson with possession of the ball, bounced down low to Walters, now to York. Back out, Blackwell. Now Aubrey Johnson to Blackwell. Blackwell starts to drive in, Brings it back out to Reyes Valdez. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Reyes Valdez drives in. Picks up his dribble to DJ Walters, wide open. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Aubrey Johnson to Reyes Valdez. Valdez fights for the bucket.
And we got a tie game here in the nest, all knotted up at 39.
So now number 10, Brown, has possession of the ball. First time he's checked into the game tonight. Brown picks up his dribble, gives it to Alfred. Pass down inside to Giles. Giles lays it up. No good. Offensive rebound. And on the putback by Riddick, it is good. So Reyes Valdez now gives it to Walter. Over to Aubrey Johnson at the left wing. Aubrey Johnson gives it back to Blackwell. Moving along the perimeter is Oklahoma Christian. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Reyes Valdez fakes one way, goes the other. Pass to Aubrey Johnson for another three from downtown. And that is going to give Oklahoma Christian their first lead of the night. And there's a timeout called, so we will step away.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back. Oklahoma Christian leads by just one, their first lead of the night. Here with 11 minutes left in the second half. Will, what's been the spark for them here?
I think it started with their defense. They've forced a lot of turnovers, and they've been able to come out and just really play strong defensively and not give up those easy buckets they're giving up in the first half. The ones that they have given up have been ones that UT Tyler has just had to work for. And then on offense, Aubrey Johnson, four three-pointers. In this game, he has 14 points. He has just been dominant, and we see that Dadrian Palmer is back into this game after limping off the court a little bit ago, so good for the Eagles getting him back in, as he is one of their most consistent scorers.
You talked about points off of turnovers. Oklahoma Christian has forced 12 turnovers and has 17 points off those turnovers. Back to Aubrey Johnson for another three, and he's on fire.
And that's a guy that on that catch-and-shoot three, when he gets in his rhythm like he just did right there, you're not going to stop him. He's not going to miss. And so, good job by the Eagles there, being able to get the ball inside to Will Linhart around the free throw line, causing the defense to step in, and that is a backcourt violation. That's the right call, just a bad decision by Aubrey Johnson.
Oklahoma Christian up by 4. And it looks like we are going to have our second media timeout of the half, so we will step away.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo! Oh, hey, Julia! You ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum.
drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back. Oklahoma Christian shooting much better here in the second half, as in the first half they were shooting 27% from the field, and so far here in the second half they are shooting 56% from the field.
Yeah, it's just been a night and day difference between the first and second half. I think they've kind of further realized what's at stake, and they've really been capitalizing on that, and so we have to account for that the Patriots are going to make a run here sometime soon. And so if the Eagles can start opening that lead up a little bit before UT Tyler can make that run, then that'll be huge.
The Patriots have possession of the ball. Number 11, Fogel, has control of it. Gives it to Jenkins. Jenkins now to Fuller. Down inside to Fogel. Fogel puts up the shot. No good. Gets his own rebound. Passes it out to the right corner to Alfred. Alfred then to Jenkins. Jenkins with the pump fake. Nice move there by Jenkins, but cannot get the shot to fall. OC bringing it up the floor the other way. Aubrey Johnson picks up his dribble, gives it to Will Linhard now, who gives it right back, and he's a catch and shoot by Aubrey. And that's his third three-pointer in a row.
And he shot that from the A in the NCAA logo. Not the first A, the one in between the C and the other A.
As Fogel tries to pass it and is stolen away by Aubrey Johnson. Over to the corner. No shot by Aubrey Johnson. Quick no-look pass to Reyes Valdez. Valdez starts to drive in. Behind the back pass by Reyes Valdez to Palmer. He gets the bucket to fall and one.
And Dadrian Palmer getting big and getting the bucket to go, and the nest is electric.
What a pass, though, by Jonathan Reyes Valdez.
Just scooped it behind his back there. And there's 9 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock.
That's Palmer now. Does not convert the and one. But OC up by 9. After being down by 13 to start the second half. Over to Fuller. Now to Alford. Alford then passes it over to the right wing. Back to Alfred at the top. He starts to drive in, puts up a floater, gets it to fall. That's their first bucket in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
And that's a bucket where there's just not much you can do about that. All you can really do is give props to Alfred.
Nice job by Oklahoma Christian to avoiding the full court press. So Reyes Valdez has possession at the top of the arc for Oklahoma Christian. Gives it to Will. Now moving along the perimeter. Staying on the right side is OC. Over to Aubrey Johnson in the corner. Down low to Dadrian Palmer. He fights, gets another foul, and he will go to the free throw line again.
And Dadrian Palmer's so good at drawing those fouls and getting down in the post and making that contact.
And with that, we have another media timeout, so we will step away. OC up by 7.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
and find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back. 7:59 left here in the ball game. OC down by 13 at the start of the second half, now up by 7. And it's just been Oklahoma Christian this whole half.
Yeah, and more importantly, or not more importantly, but more accurately, it's been Aubrey Johnson just lighting up from beyond the arc. 6 of 13. He's had 3 3-pointers in probably the last 3 minutes. And he's shooting from everywhere on the court.
Just before the break, Aubrey Johnson passed the ball down low to Deidrean Palmer, who did a pump fake and was fouled on the shot. So he will shoot 2 free throws for Oklahoma Christian to try to get their lead back up to 9. As Palmer makes the first attempt at the free throw line. Palmer still has one more attempt and his shot is up. And that shot is good as well. So now, the Patriots trying to bring the ball up the floor. Over to Jenkins. Now over to Giles, then pass down inside the paint on the left side. Goes underneath the basket. Back out to Jenkins. Jenkins puts up a 3, highly contested by Reyes Valdez. And it is no good, rebounded by Deidrean. Marcus Blackwell then gives it to Deidrean, pass down lower to Will Linhart. Now Blackwell has it. Pass out to Reyes Valdez. Over to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson gets a screen from Will. Puts up a floater or a shot. I don't know if he was trying to pass it or if he was trying to put up a shot, but he was hit on the arm.
And so that's going to be 2 free throws as he was in the act of shooting. Aubrey Johnson with 20 points so far in this one, as well as 8 rebounds.
As Johnson's first attempt is up, and that shot is good. So now, Aubrey Johnson with one more attempt. His shot is up, and his shot is good. So now the Patriots, Giles. Over to Jenkins. Jenkins now at the left wing, quickly up to Fuller. Fuller wants to drive in, but can't. Out to Alford. Alford with the 3-point attempt. No good. Offensive rebound by Giles. Giles almost travels as he's falling to the floor. Instead hands it off. And then there's going to be a blocking foul called on Jonathan Reyes Valdez. And to me, that looked like the right call.
Yeah, I think it was too. Eagle fans aren't too excited about that, but I think that was the right call. As Reyes Valdez kind of came in and stuck his body in there. He initiated the contact, so.
So now it's going to remain Patriots ball. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Fuller to Jenkins, wants a screen from Glover and does. Glover just checked back into the ball game for the Patriots as he is in a little bit of foul trouble. Now to Alford. Alford's 3-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Giles. Looked like Giles got away with the walk there. Out to Glover, and Glover makes the 3.
And Ty Glover back in this game is going to be huge for the Patriots. Hopefully the Eagles can keep playing as well on offense as they have been.
Marcus Blackwell has control of the ball, hands it off to Reyes Valdez. 6 minutes left. OC up by 8. And they're going to call Deidrean Palmer with a travel. So a little bit of a break for the Patriots. So going back the other way, Fuller drives in, tries to put up a foul or a shot, and is fouled by Will Linhart, and that's not good for OC, as that's Will's 4th foul.
Yes, they got to be very careful with Will here now that he has 4 fouls, and we'll see if Coach Talley gets a sub for him.
As Fuller makes the first attempt at the free throw line, and it does not look like Coach Talley is going to bring in a sub. So now Fuller's second attempt. Up and good, back to a 2-possession game. Passes it up to Marcus Blackwell. Blackwell up to Deidre Palmer. Palmer then back to Blackwell. At the top of the arc now, Reyes Valdez dishes it off to Aubrey Johnson. Now Will Linhart has it out, gives it back to Aubrey Johnson. Quick pass from Johnson to Reyes Valdez. A bounce pass to Will. Will scramble for the ball on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball. And the possession arrow is towards the Patriots. So a 2-possession game. 5:20 left. OC with the lead. Fuller dishes it out to Giles. Giles now has it. Dishes it off to Glover. Glover puts up a 3. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Glover. Now to Jenkins. Back down inside to Glover. Glover with the pump fake. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebounded by Will, but there's going to be a foul, and it's going to be on Glover.
And so that will be 4 fouls now on Ty Glover. And also 4 fouls on Will Linhart as well.
And it's only fitting that those are the 2 players playing against each other.
As the offensive man is going to have the advantage here in that matchup between those 2, because both of them are going to try to be a little more conservative, not wanting to get that 5th foul.
As Will makes the first attempt, as that foul put them in the 1-and-1 bonus. And that gives Will his 6th point on the night. Will's second attempt is good. So now, down low to Glover. Glover puts up a jumper, or a layup, gets the bucket and the foul. And is the foul on Will Linhart? It is.
And Will Linhart is fouled out, and that was just not the right call. So we're going to have a small ball lineup as DJ Walter will come into the game. And so Will is going to exit the game with 5 points and 10 rebounds.
And I am really surprised Coach Talley did not put in York.
Yeah, and that's what I thought they were going to go to, is York Benjamin, but he's been kind of trying out this small ball lineup a lot this season. As after that tie up, we'll get a timeout.
And that's going to send us to our final media timeout, so we will step away.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back. Oklahoma Christian up by just 5 with 4:27 left here in the ball game, and this has been a very entertaining game all around.
Oh, definitely. It's had its ups and downs for sure, as the Eagles came out and just did not play well at all to start the game, and now they're coming alive as a completely different team here, as Will Linhard fouled out, left with 7 points and 10 rebounds, 3 blocked shots, and 4 assists. Good numbers for Will Linhard despite not being able to play the whole game. But now in a 5-point, 2-possession game, the Patriots are going to put on their full-court press.
Quick bounce pass to Aubrey Johnson. Now DJ Walter has control of it. Back to Johnson. Johnson crossed to the half-court line, almost loses possession of the ball. Very risky dribbling there by Aubrey Johnson. Blackwell lobs it down low to Deidrian. Back out to Aubrey. Quick pass over to the corner. Back up to Aubrey. Now over to Blackwell. Blackwell to beat the shot clock violation. Hits the rim. Gets his own rebound back. And OC can let the clock milk down a little more. Aubrey Johnson now with possession of the ball. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper. Hand in the face.
And shooting off the dribble is not usually Aubrey Johnson's best shot, but he got it to go right there when it mattered the most.
That looked like that was deflected a little bit by Blackwell or Deidrian Palmer, and there was a foul called on the second chance opportunity and a foul. And they're going to say it's on DJ Walter. So the bucket counts. Person at the free throw line is Alford, who's got 17 points. And his shot is up and good, and he converts the and one. So still a 5-point game. OC with the lead to Walters. Walters gets fouled as he goes up to lay it up. And now he's going to go to the line.
As I anticipate to see a lot of fouls, as this game is going to get pretty physical here going into the last 3 minutes.
As DJ Walters, this is going to be his first attempts at the free throw line here tonight. Or excuse me, it's going to be his second attempts at the free throw line, as he was 1 for 2 previously, and it looks like he missed the first attempt. So DJ Walters' second attempt is up, and that shot is good. So now number 14, Giles, is the ball to Jenkins. Now to Fuller. Starting to drive in, gets a screen from Giles. Picks up his dribble, passes it out to Giles. Quick passes along the perimeter. Glover for 3, in and out. Blackwell has control of the ball. OC up by 6. 2:45 left. Pass down low to DJ Walters, then to Deidrian Palmer. And there's going to be a foul called on Glover, and he is now going to foul out of the ball game, and that's going to send Palmer Jr. to the free throw line.
And that is huge, as Glover is their best overall scorer and best overall player.
So Deidrean Palmer Jr.'s first attempt at the free throw line. And if he makes this, it is a 3-possession game. His shot is up and his shot is good. As Palmer still has one more attempt after making the first. That shot is up and that shot is in and out. 7-point game. So now Fuller with possession of the ball. 2:30 left. OC up by 7. Fuller starts to drive in from the left corner. Passes it out. Almost stolen away. Now Alford has control of the ball. As Fuller drives in, pulls up for a layup, and is fouled on the shot. Will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. With 2:11 left, down by 7. So Fuller, so far tonight, at the free throw line, is 2 for 2. His first attempt is up. And that is good. His number 24, Omar Mohammed, is going to check back in the game. So Fuller's second attempt at the free throw line is up, and it is good. Back to a 2-possession game. Oklahoma Christian with possession of the ball. Inbound to Deidrean Palmer, who gives it right back to Aubrey. Back to Deidrean. Bounce pass to Reyes Valdez. 2-on-1, and he's just going to hold on to it to milk some of the clock. Aubrey Johnson out to Reyes Valdez. Reyes Valdez on the right side. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Reyes Valdez. Valdez finds a lane. Nice move by Reyes Valdez. Cannot get it to fall. Scramble on the floor, but recovered by Mohammed. Now to Fuller in the left corner. Fuller then brings it back up towards the center, gets a screen. Over to Alford. Alford for 3. No good. Rebounded by Reyes Valdez. He's just going to hold on to it. Bounce pass to Walters almost goes out of bounds. Now to Blackwell. Blackwell's just going to drive down, bounce pass. Deflected by number 14, Giles, as it goes out of bounds.
So if the Eagles score on this possession, now since the possession's halfway over, do not expect an intentional foul here with 1:12 to go. If the Eagles score here, as Deidrean Palmer almost does, he's going to go to the line. So expect to see some fouls here intentionally from UT Tyler.
Last trips, a couple of trips to the line for Deidrean Palmer, who was able to make both attempts. He is 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Now 5 of 6. Deidrean Palmer now has 15 points on the night for Oklahoma Christian. That shot is up, and that shot rolls around the rim and out. Almost recovered by Reyes Valdez, but it goes off his hands and out of bounds. 6-point game. Fuller with possession of the ball. Minute left. Fuller drives in, passes it out. Back to Fuller. Fuller for 3. No good. Tipped by Mohammed and recovered by number 3, Jenkins. Jenkins drives in, loses control of it as he drove in for a layup. And Oklahoma Christian has possession of the ball. Aubrey Johnson moves around, gets it across half court. Gives it to Blackwell, and Blackwell. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Marcus Blackwell for using his elbow And the fans do not like that one bit. So still a 2-possession game, 34.6 seconds left. So now to Fuller. Fuller gets a screen. Over to Mason. To Jennings, his shot looks off, no good. Rebounded by Blackwell. To Reyes Valdez. To Aubrey Johnson now, and Aubrey Johnson needs to get it across the half-court line. And he was fouled. The foul is on Giles. And the refs are going to come over and take a look on the clock, or for the clock, to see how much time is left. So Oklahoma Christian leading by 6 with possession of the ball. As Aubrey Johnson is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Or one, yeah, will shoot 2 as they puts into the double bonus. And Will, how does this affect Oklahoma Christian if they come away with the win in the Lone Star Conference?
Well, if they come away with the win tonight, which is looking very likely, they're in the tournament. As right now the scores are Cameron loses 68 to 105 to West Texas A&M. St. Edwards is beating St. Mary's 86 to 61 with 3 minutes left, so that's a win there for St. Edwards, a loss for St. Mary's, which would make would make St. Mary's and Cameron at 9 and 13, dropping them down. A win here will make OC 9 and 13. Cameron and St. Mary's will become 8 and 14. So those two will drop down. OC comes up, and so then all we have left is Eastern New Mexico and Arkansas Fort Smith. Arkansas Fort Smith with a win moves them to 9 and 13, and then from then on, no matter what, the top 12 get in. So the Eagles are going to get in.
So Aubrey Johnson's first attempt at the free throw line is good, and it is now a 3-possession game with 16.8 seconds left. And the fans know what was at stake, and they are all starting to celebrate. As Travis Glover and Bagwell are going to check in. So will Connor Johnson, 3 seniors. And Aubrey Johnson checks in as well, or makes the second attempt, excuse me. So now Fuller out to Jenkins. Jenkins' 3 is good, so it's not quite over yet. Quick bounce pass to Connor Johnson, and Connor Johnson quick pass now to Aubrey Johnson, and Johnson's just going to run around the floor before getting intentionally fouled, and he's going to waste about 4 or 5 seconds off the clock.
In Arkansas, Fort Smith winning 70 to 61 right now with 2 minutes to go. So certainly not over for Texas A&M Commerce in this game, but it looks very likely that Arkansas Fort Smith will win, and it looks very likely right now with a win here, the Eagles are in the Lone Star Conference Tournament.
As the free throw by Aubrey Johnson is no good, but they're going to look about the game clock, or has one more attempt, as everyone thought it was just an and one. As Aubrey Johnson makes the second attempt.
So Aubrey Johnson will come out in his last game in the nest, and he will be our player of the game.
4 seconds left. Puts up a floater, no good. Rebounded by Mason, and the buzzer sounds, and Oklahoma Christian will win 65 to 59. And when we come back, we will have post-game interviews with Coach Talley and the player of the game, Aubrey Johnson, and then we will send it to Elijah Johnson in the studio.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text to emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
Nosy guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows? Maybe life is looking for us, too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Good evening and welcome back to the Eagles Nest. I'm Will Hadley. Alongside me is Coach Kendra Talley. Coach, congratulations on a Lone Star Conference win and a berth in the tournament.
Thank you. It was one of our, preseason goals, and anything can happen when you get there. We've showed that, in our recent history by making it to the championship game. So it's a new season for us. The record that we had this year wasn't what we wanted it to be, but at the end of the day, with postseason, everybody's 0-0. So we're just ready to go compete.
What do you anticipate from the Lone Star Conference tournament that could have been different from Heartland?
That could have been different? Nothing. I wouldn't take it any other way. We're in a great league, a league that has, majority of the regional teams, a league that dominates in the NCAA tournament every year. So, you couldn't actually be a part of a different league. This is the best league in the country. So I'm happy that we're in it.
And so, this is our first year in the Lone Star Conference, so it's huge that we've been able to come out and make the tournament.
Yeah.
And so in this game specifically, kind of the opposite of last game. As last game we started fast and ended slow, but this game started really slow but came alive there in the second half. What was that like, the changing of energy in that game?
We made some defensive adjustments at halftime. They threw some really good stuff at us, and that's why we held them to 23 in the second half. But the main thing is we got all the shots that we wanted the first half. we just started stepping up and knocking them down. And that's what it comes down to. If you want to win a game, you got to put the ball in the hole. And our guys started to step up, and and that's what we done. So,
well, Coach, congratulations on an awesome win and a berth in the tournament. This is Coach Kendra Talley, your winning coach for tonight. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we'll have your player of the game, Aubrey Johnson.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back to the Nest. I'm Will Hadley. Alongside me is our player of the game, Aubrey Johnson. Aubrey, congratulations on going absolutely insane with 7 3-pointers in tonight's game, 28 points, and more importantly, congratulations on a Lone Star Conference win.
Sure, thank you. It means a lot.
So, coming into this game, y'all knew that you could control your own destiny. So what was the attitude of the team like coming into this one?
Attitude was that we got something to play for. I mean, we know that we got to come in, play defense always. That's our biggest thing. I mean, like it did, we were down in the first half. You just got to stay positive the whole game. All it is being positive so we can go to the next level.
So going in to that second half when we started off slow, what was it like in the huddles, in the timeouts, knowing that had to get back into this one?
Honestly, it's smiles.
Yeah.
Keep smiles on your face. Told us never to look down. Got to hear each other's voices. Can't make sure that we go quiet. Got to make sure that we hear each other, encourage each other to do what we got to do, and that's what we did.
And so obviously it's senior day, your last game here in the Nest. What do you have to say about your time at Oklahoma Christian being an Eagle?
Man, I thank the school for everything they've done for me since my first year here. I know it's 2 years here, but it's been great here. So the coach has done everything for me. The school has done everything they can for me for basketball and for after basketball. So I appreciate everything they've done for me.
So last question, going in to the Lone Star Conference tournament, what do you have to expect from the tournament?
Toughness. There's going to be nothing but toughness. Everybody's going out there to prove something, and that's what we got to do is play defense and just stay positive, and we're going to do what we got to do.
Well, Aubrey, congratulations on player of the game. We wish you best of luck in the tournament. We'll be right back after this break with a post game.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O's for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest. Oklahoma Christian ended up coming away with the victory over Texas Tyler 65-59. Aubrey Johnson, the player of the game, scoring 28 points, and most of that was coming from behind the arc, Will.
Yeah, as soon as it went into the second half and the Eagles started getting that energy, Aubrey Johnson decided that it was time to take over, and that's exactly what he did. You mentioned he hit 7 3-pointers, 7 of 14, 50% from three-point line with 28 points, and he also added 8 rebounds and 2 assists as well.
Well, you talk about how well they played in the second half. The first half they shot a total of 27% from the field, and in the second half alone, they doubled that, shooting 57% from the field. What was the mentality going into that, and why did it change so dramatically?
Well, I would imagine that they just realize really what's at stake. They realize that the game's not going to be handed to them, that they have to go out and get it, and they know that they're capable. This team has beaten just countless of the top teams, so they know they're capable, and they know what they can do. So I think after those adjustments, especially on defense during halftime, that kind of helped them get something going, get the ball rolling.
Well, it was big for Oklahoma Christian seniors as they got to walk away from the Eagles' Nest with the win in the victory column. But on top of that, they now get to have the feeling knowing that they're going to the Lone Star Conference tournament. How big is that?
It's huge. This is their first year in the Lone Star Conference, and so getting to go to the tournament. And this is they're coming from the Heartland Conference. This is a way more competitive conference than Heartland, and so them being able to come in and make the tournament, only 12 teams get to go out of 18. So them being able to come in and be that top 12 is huge.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at the Eagles Nest. Let's send it to Elijah Johnson in the studio. Elijah.
Appreciate it, Zach. I'm Elijah Johnson. I was in the studio hosting your post-game report for your men's Eagles basketball team as we just got defeating the University of Texas at Tyler Patriots 59-65. And the second half was the complete opposite of the first half in terms of offensive standpoint for the OC Eagles, as everything went down for us, especially when Aubrey Johnson was shooting. And Aubrey Johnson was our top scorer, matter of fact, ending the game with 25 points. DJ and Palmer had 14, and Will and Marcus tied for third highest scoring with 7 points each. And we raised our shooting from 27% in the first half to 40% overall. And just like Zach said in the gym, we doubled that to about 54% in the second half. So we shot 20 for 50, while the Patriots shot 19 for 54. So it was a pretty close game, but just shots started going down in the second half, and that's exactly what we needed, and that's exactly what was lacking in the first half. So the defense was there throughout the entire game. We just had the goal of the basketball is to get the ball in the hoop, and what we did in the second half was get the ball in the hoop. So we just did exactly what we needed to do, make the offensive adjustments that we needed to make. And now both teams, men's and women's, are now locked in for the Lone Star Conference tournament, which is huge, as it is our first year and one of the most competitive D2 conferences out there. But it's just a really impressive display from our seniors, a really impressive display from everybody else, DJ Walter and York Benjamin and everybody else that was on the team. It was just a real impressive game, real impressive second half, matter of fact, to be specific, for OC, for the men's basketball team. So congratulations to them, congratulations to the seniors, and we'll be there to cover the Lone Star Conference tournament, which we are proud to say that we are now in. So that's your post-game report, and we just thank you for tuning in to Eagle Sports Network, and we'll be back next season.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.